right. So it sounds like you came across a pretty interesting article.
Right. So we started kind of talking about, um, generations and differences in parenting. And so we were talking about like beta parenting or step parenting, but that got me kind of diving into some other things. And I came across a Psychology Today study by as Avram Weiss, PhD for Psychology Today, and talking about how the boomers' parenting style has actually created the millennials' helicopter parenting.
Fascinating. Okay, so now where would you put helicopter parenting in relationship to gentle parenting? Are they like do you start out with the helicopter up and then decide you become gentle as you're helicoptering, or
I
what
think
are your
I
thoughts on
think
that?
helicoptering is trying to force everybody else into gentle parenting or gentle co-parenting with you, gentle teaching. I think the helicopter parent is the one who's going to swoop in whenever, oh my gosh, you're hurting my kid, you've triggered my kid. I think
Okay.
the helicopter parent jumps in. I think they are the gentle parent, but they're jumping in to make sure everybody else is on the same wavelength, doing kind of the same thing, the
Okay.
same
I could
mentality.
I could see that. Now you had said something a little bit earlier about like the generational aspect of it, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of like there's a huge disconnect that starts to happen at some point. And I think that it's kind of a natural thing. It's not like anybody's, you know, doing
Mm-hmm.
anything wrong, but enough
Right.
time passes, and so the people. Like, I don't want the poor boomers to, like, here's another thing we're going to blame on
Yeah,
boomers
I'm
and
tired of
Gen
blaming
X.
the boomers. I
Because
don't like the blame idea, blame the boomers, but like you're saying, it is, I think, that natural pendulum swing from, like we were saying, the boomers were coming out of a very
right,
tough world
right.
situation.
The
They have more important things or other things that just have taken priority. What we might call a hoarder is actually somebody who learned that because of necessity. And
right.
so,
And like to exactly that point, the boomers' parents were coming out of World War I and the
mhm,
Dust Bowl and the Great
mhm,
Depression and rolled right into World War II, and that's when we
mhm,
had all of the boomers. And so
mhm.
their parents had such a different world, not just worldview, but world,
Right, right.
where like the idea of, like, we talk about, kids going hungry, and this is not to downplay any kind of, modern poverty or hunger
Right.
or any of those issues that really truly exist, but not on the like, there was no middle class at that point.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the poor were so desperately poor, families were breaking up, not with divorces, but men would go off one way to try and find work, women would go off
Mhm,
another way to try to find a different work, and
mhm.
it was such a different social system. And
Right.
the parenting that came out of that produced the boomers. And then when things started
And
to
a lot of the kids
economically,
had to go also and find work. And so they became like little adults and they had to get out there in the force too, like everybody else. So, yeah, like I was saying, it's that natural pendulum swing that I'm not going to parent like my parents did. And then so they go all the way back. It's like, I'm going to be completely different. And
right,
that's why we get
right,
the
the to your very point,
I'm going to be involved. I'm going to be here. Yeah.
right. And my dad telling me, like, the abysmal poverty that they were in. And then
Hmm.
take a look at my childhood. I had no idea because they
Hmm.
made sure I had no
Yep.
idea.
Right.
To, like, then the different parenting styles that we've all tried on after. I mean, like, but the bottom line in all of this is, I call it, um, I mean, like, really the easiest way to describe it is overthinking. And
Exactly. Yeah.
it's so easy to just get into that where paralysis by analysis.
Ooh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
just parent.
just parent. Yeah, stop overthinking it and just parent. Do the best with what you have because you're doing the best with what you got.
Exactly. And when you have more or no more, you'll do more.
Exactly.